All I've been craving is buffalo wings with homemade ranch. And yes, I've had this meal more than I should have in the past week, but here we are making it again. I know it's controversial, but you don't have to wash your chicken. It's a preference thing, so do whatever you want. I patted my wings dry and then added some cornstarch and whatever seasoning your heart desires. I do smoked paprika, garlic powder, Cajun seasoning, and then I let those hang out on my wire rack for at least 30 minutes. In the meantime, I make my ranch with some mayo, sour cream, buttermilk. You can also use regular milk, some dill. Can't forget the parsley and chives, squeeze of lemon, and then I season it with some salt and pepper. Usually I bake my wings, but today my husband wanted them fried, so I did that. I fried them off in batches and did a double fry just to get them really nice and crispy. Once those were done, I melted some butter in my pot, added my favorite hot sauce, some honey, and let that simmer for a little bit just to thicken up. When it was time to coat the wings, I put them in a big metal bowl, poured my sauce over, but also reserved some on the side just to drizzle on top, gave that a really good toss. Put all of them on my big serving plate, and I like to top them with either cilantro, parsley, or spring onion. Today we did spring onion. Can't forget about the ranch I made. And the ratio of wing to ranch is very important, but these were so good that I'll probably be making them again tomorrow. When I asked my toddlers what they wanted for lunch, they both wanted a grilled cheese. So that's exactly what I got started on. I got started by making my bread. This is a really simple no-knead recipe. You put all of your dry and wet ingredients into a bowl, give it a mix, and let it rise for 2 hours, which gives me enough time to start making my cheese. I combined some milk, citric acid, and rennet in my pot. Let that heat up, and then once it's solidified, I'd return it back to the heat and stir it gently before letting all the curds drain and then stretching it out. Stretch it until it's shiny and smooth and then put it back into that cooled whey. The kids love pesto, so I made a fresh basil pesto by putting some basil, pine nuts, some garlic, a splash of lemon juice into my food processor and blitzing it while slowly adding some olive oil, and then I finished it off with some Parmesan cheese. I set that aside and got my bread out. I scooped it onto my floured surface and gently formed it into a ball. It does not have to be perfect whatsoever, and then transferred it over to my parchment before letting it bake in my Dutch oven for about 30 minutes. You need butter on your grilled cheese, so I made a garlic and herb butter by whipping some heavy cream until it separated, pressing out all the buttermilk, and then combining it with my garlic, herbs, and some flaky sea salt. I wrapped it up in some wax paper and let that chill in the fridge while I pulled out my bread and let that cool for a little bit. We like thick slices of bread in this house, so I cut 2 thick slices of bread, sliced up my mozzarella, and then spread some of that butter on my bread, pesto on top, layered on the mozzarella, added some more pesto on the other side, and also butter on the outside of the bread so it could get really crispy in the pan. I pull it out once it's crisp and the cheese has melted, and the kids absolutely devoured this.